I think he had a 4-game ban. So I think...
Yeah.
I can't remember if he was back in round 4 or back after round 4. And I haven't seen the team sheets yet because we've been recording the podcast when they're probably starting to get released.
True.
So Rabbitohs Bulldogs on Friday. That's an early one for people getting up on Good Friday at 5 o'clock or something.
Mm-hmm.
After that is the Broncos against Cowboys. Obviously, that's a rerun of last year's grand final.
Yeah.
And there should be at least one English player. Maybe Greg Eaton will get another go again like he did last week. Saying that, Jack Reedy could be injured. We could have none. No English players, couldn't we?
Yeah.
But, it still should be a good game even if the two English boys don't get on the pitch, but hopefully they do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Raiders against the Titans on Saturday. Josh Hodgson.
You've got to expect that some English players are going to get on the pitch in that one.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's already halfway towards being player of the season at the Raiders, and probably their next captain. The way he's going, it's just he is
blossomed in the NRL,
massively the leader on that pitch. When they were, I can't remember if they'd scored a try or conceded a try, or if it was just before the kickoff or something. But there was a huddle at one point during the footage, and the camera got in quite close, and it was Josh Hodgson's voice you could hear talking to the players about what they needed to do, how they needed to get things sorted up, fixed up, and get on with stuff.
If Josh Hodgson continues to
It might have been just before kickoff, actually, come to think of it.
Yeah. If Josh Hodgson continues to play the way he has done for Canberra, and admittedly it's early days this season, but he had a strong year last year, and given the presence in Australia that the England national coach has, I anticipate Josh Hodgson being our main hooker.
Well, he was our starting hooker in the...
He's already started that role anyway, hasn't he? And he's just... Yeah, he's blossoming in the NRL.
I think the question becomes...
Can't quite do 80 minutes
Does he become... But you wouldn't want him to necessarily at international level.
No, you want to spell him with Rowe.
We can spell him with. But it starts to become, do you spell him with Roby or do you spell him with someone more dynamic like Darryl Clark, who's having a great season again?
Yeah, Clark is
that's the question that starts to come up, really. And everyone knows I'm one of James Roby's biggest fans outside of St Helens. But seriously, it's something to think about.
Definitely. Okay, that's your Super League pod for the week. All that remains for us to do now is to wrap up the show and award Tweet of the Week. So episode 93 of the Super League pod is in the bag. I get the impression sometimes people write tweets, and as they're writing and constructing them, might well think to themselves, I've got a tweet of the week here. And I suspect that was exactly what was going through Tyler Casfan's mind when he put together our tweet of the week this week.
I didn't need to look for tweets after this one.
It was done, wasn't it? Yeah. Game over. So Tyler Casfan tweeted us in, Mum cooks me some steak for tea today, but she says she doesn't know how to play the banjo. Good lad. Yeah. Made us chuckle. That's how you win tweet of the week. It's that simple. Yeah. Okay. SLP recommends, Mark. Have you got anything for us this week?
Not really. I'm still on The Walking Dead.
Still working on The Walking Dead. How's Gareth Ox's autobiography? Is that improved at all?
It's been.
Have you done the word search at the end? It's just Gaz in 3 different directions.
Look, as I've said before, it's the shadow writer. That's the problem. No, I've got nothing new to really add. I was going to mention BBC Good Food though. You know the website? They have a magazine as well.
Do they?
But I just really like it for recipes, and I cooked 2 new recipes from their website this weekend just because. One, because we had some bits of pork that I needed to do something with, but I couldn't be bothered doing what we've been doing with them recently. I wanted something different.
Right.
So I worked up something from there, and we like couscous in our house. So we worked up a bit of a Moroccan couscous recipe. It was good. It was good stuff.
This is the most aspirational and middle class our podcast has ever been, with BBC Good Food and couscous. Fucking hell. Right. Okay. Fuck you. I quite like Prosecco. So this week...
What was that? What was that on that? Someone was talking about it on a TV show or something. Prosecco and...
I've got no idea.
Oh no, it was on another podcast I listened to,
right.
Americanage, which is where I got the idea for SLP Recommends from, actually, because they did a thing at the start called 3 Points. But apparently, near to where they record the podcast in Camden,
right,
there's a bar opened up called Prosecco and Truffles.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Jesus wept. Okay.
Picture spot.
Well, I do have an SLP Recommends this week, and because of my now more frequent trips to Southport, I get to change trains at Wigan. Because I go across the Preston down to Wigan Central, and then I got to nip over to Wigan Moorgate, and it gives me about a 40-minute window of opportunity to nip into Wigan Central and have a pint on my journey. So I've been able to do that the last couple of times I've done that, and this week I had a pint of Stockport Brewery's Best Bitter, and it's a Ruby Red, and it was thoroughly enjoyed, to the point where I think I had 3 pints of it in the end. It was it was tip top. They took good care of me down at Wigan Central as always. So yeah, check out the Stockport Brewery's Best Bitter.
Do you get beard tips yet off the guy behind, off the bar manager?
No, we've not evolved to that relationship.
Close,
we have a good crack with each other as well. And then Tiny James Tarmai was there. On Friday as well, so that's always fun. But I don't think he's a big rugby fan. But the guy with the beard, he was chatting a little bit about it. I didn't go to the trouble of saying, "Do you know Super League Pod? We sometimes tweet about you," to see if I could get a free pint out of him.
Oh right, yeah.
But no, I think he recognises it anyway. At least to the point of like, "All right, mate." So good customer service as always, and the beer was fantastic as you'd expect from Wigan Central.
Love it.
Okay,
so we're going to be getting. An SLP recommends a beer that's been on tap this week at Wigan Central for how long? Until it gets too serious.
We'll see. We'll just see how things go. Yeah, okay. Right, so...
Well, that's your food and drink coming this week.
That's your food and drink. Yeah, you can have couscous and bitter.
And if you want a cake for dessert...
Oh, Jesus Christ, where are you going with this? Go on. Have you been baking madeleines this week?
No, but for anyone, if there is anyone listening, we know there's a few people listening to the show that are from our local area. But on Facebook, there's a lady who goes by the name For Heaven's Cakes, which sounds better than it actually is when you think about it. Because most of the time when you say "for heaven's sake," you're moaning about something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helps or not, but obviously there you go. Which makes good cakes for a cheap price. So we had one for my uncle Ron's 50th the other week,
right?
And we've ordered one for my father-in-law's 70th in a couple of weeks. So good time.
I feel like for Easter I'm going to have to read Arthur Scargill's autobiography or something just to working class it up a little bit for next week's episode.
Well, I'll have a Barcelona themed SLP recommends next week if I can remember anything.
Will you be able to recommend hanging out down the bottom end of Las Ramblas for us all then?
Yeah, possibly not.
Good stuff. Alan Walker knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if Alan Walker wants to stumble around and find the stag do party that I'm on, that'd be amazing.
I reckon you could probably arrange.
In fact,
you could arrange yourself a slaughterhouse.
Not to give too much away, but I don't think our hotel's a million miles away from where Alan lives.
There you go. Well, I'll leave that between the two of you. You could swap couscous recipes. So, going to be needing lots of feedback and lots of shout-outs from you next week on
No, don't go overboard for next week, because I won't have much time to put this thing together.
By all means, get in touch with us, and there are a number of ways that you can do that.
The Google form for doing your match reviews. Going to give everyone a heads up. It's basically the same link every week should work, because all I do is I go in and change the round number and change the games.
Right.
This week it's just going to be the Super League games.
Yeah.
From the 2 rounds, because I don't want the form to be too long. There will, as always, be the other option, and we would encourage heartily everyone who goes to any other games to use that. Just put it in. I'd very much love it if you all sent your reviews in on the Google form this week, guys.
Yeah.
It would be so much easier for me to put the show together for you next week than if you send in a shitload of tweets and Facebook messages and emails, which we do like normally, but please Google Forms it, everyone. Just press the link, it should come up on your devices.
Fantastic.
I implore you to help me in my hungover and possibly downtrodden state if Wigan fail to attack again for another 2 games.
Possibly.
Just have a little bit of heart for Mark.
If you feel like not having heart for Mark, though, there are a number of other ways you can get in touch with us. You can follow us on Twitter at Super League Pod. Go to facebook.com/Super League Pod, or you can send us a big long wordy email to superleaguepod@gmail.com.
On that subject, SLP recommends.
Yes.
Is our part of the show to give a twist inside of our personality, a little crack in the window into what we've been up to, what we like, or what have you. Shout out and feedbacks at the top. That's where you tell us what you want to tell us about listeners, and we'll throw it in there. I'm just sort of explaining that for anyone who's thought SLP recommends was what you tell us to recommend.
Yeah.
That's not
really where we were going with it. It was really more kind of just a little bit of insight.
We want to get all your stuff up front, basically.
Yeah.
Is how we see it.
Yeah,
with
back end.
Our stuff at the back end,
Yeah, precisely. Okay, so loads of rugby league coming up this weekend, and if you like hummus and flavoured oils, you can. Oh, go on. You've ruined my fucking piss take ending, you twat.
That's why I did it.
You're such a fucking Tory.
I'm really not. I'm really not.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever said anything to you that has elicited that level of like facial contrition.
Honestly, stop the recording.
Let's just not call each other Tories.
No.
I take it back.
Anyway.
You're not a Tory.
Anyway. How's the training going?
It's going well, actually. Yeah, I'm sort of getting around sort of 27 minutes for my 5k. I'm doing my first full 10k over the Easter weekend.
Oh, are you?
Just to give myself like the experience of starting to run and what have you. But no, it's going to go really well. I've got some. I mentioned the other week about Refuge getting in touch with me as well. So after the Easter weekend, I'm really going to have a big push on it because I'll be registering then for the St Helens and the Blackpool 10Ks. So we'll have some.
The St Helens 10Ks have gone.
Sorry,
Blackpool and Preston.
Preston and Blackpool 10Ks. Yeah. So we'll have some big feedback on that as well, and hopefully a bit of a push after Easter weekend on getting the fundraising going and ways in which you can support that.
So everyone, feel free to get onto justgiving.com/SLP. Is it
Super League Pod
stands up and donate towards Tom's fundraising effort.
Yep, we're getting there. I've got my bike sorted now for when I do my 200k rides. I'm going to start thinking about getting into training, getting used to being in the saddle for that, because that's going to be a big one on the night of the
massively
final. So lots coming up. Okay, that is episode 93 of the Super League Pod. Have a wonderful Easter, and we'll see you next time.
Have you ever wanted to play with the greats of rugby league in front of a crowd in a stadium? Well, on the 2nd of April, you can do just that at the Whitebank Stadium, Oldham, in the first Ruffiads Cup, a limited contact rugby league tournament filled with former ex-professionals and internationals and open to social rugby league players. So don't worry if you're not in the best of shape. And if you don't fancy playing, well, come along and watch. There's an Easter market that takes place at 1 o'clock and you just donate on the gate. Players are asked to arrive at 1:45 and the tournament kicks off at 1:30. For more information, ring Graham on 0757 215 1523. That number again is 0757 215 1523.